our nation is in shock.
Yeah, the news didn't hit very well. I think all I can say is really just condolences to his family, his friends, everybody that knew him, that loved him. He'll never be forgotten.
On such painful and sad news of passings of two great players that South Africa gave back to, which is Luqobo Makwedini and Jayden Adams. You know, they say the good die young, gone too soon.
Robert, to all the supporters of football, to all the family of Cape Town, to all the love, the faithful of Mamelodi Sundowns supporters, on behalf of Orlando Pirates supporters, we said what is sad news.
I'm a footman now.
As the two teams gather either side of the halfway line, and we will have a moment of silence for Jayden Adams, who played for South Africa at this World Cup, but was tragically died at the age of 25.
As Bafana qualified for the knockout stage for the first time in their history.
The best run in the World Cup that Bafana has ever experienced. He says from the best run that any South African club has ever experienced in Mamelodi Sundowns. That's the pinnacle of his career at that young age. It was a time to celebrate, and it wasn't a time for us to talk about his death, and this is where we are now. So all I want to say to the Adams family, our deepest and most sincerest condolences to the Mamelodi Sundowns management, owners, and supporters.
I think Jayden is a little bit the same story as Rele and Mbokazi. When you're so young and suddenly you become a very good player and a star, and there is so much interest on you that it's difficult to manage that.
MSW remembers Bibo Makwedini, who passed away at just 20, a powerful prop and an even warmer soul.
Oh, that's a nice pass, heavy contact in the middle of the park to a very special game of World Rugby Under-20s, but it's the Junior Springboks who have upset the defending champions England.
He will be sorely missed by his rugby family.
Well, Mark Alexander, the SA Rugby president, said on hearing the news on behalf of the entire SA Rugby family, we mourn the untimely passing of Luqobo Makwedini during a training session with this club in France. A former SA under-18 prop of immense promise. He had a clear potential for higher honours as evidenced by his dedication and talent. We extend our deepest condolences to his family, who now bear the immeasurable pain of this loss. May they find strength in the love and support of the wider rugby community and comfort in knowing how highly he was regarded. These and so many more other tributes have been coming through. Jayden Adams, as part of the obituary, one thing that I loved about just a short description of him was that his journey was never built on hype. It was forged through perseverance. And what an apt way of putting it. As today, as we promised you yesterday, that we will be paying tribute to both of these stalwart, very, very young as far as age is concerned, but very mature in terms of where their mindset was, where they wanted to be, and how they wanted to forge their careers in rugby as well as in football. So South Africa, help us as we journey through the highs and lows of life to be where we are. This is hashtag MSW, Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Good evening to South Africa. Good evening to the shareholders. Mr. Marawa, Reaction Monday. I don't even know how to react, Mr. Marawa. This weekend was overwhelming for me. The two young men that we lost in South African sport, the young rugby prop and Jayden Adams. You know, I was so emotional yesterday. And as men, South African men and men in general, we need to stand together and we need to speak out. I was at the World Cup. I saw Mr. Jayden Adams play and perform to the highest standards. and he had a great future ahead of him. Mr. Marawa. He was a very, very talented young man, and my heart goes out to his family. My heart goes out to South Africa. My heart goes out to his child. Thank you.
Wachagan, thank you so much indeed. These and many more are going to be coming our way tonight as we look back at Jayden Adams as well as his contribution, Luqobo, Bibo, Makwedini. And this is the platform exactly where we'll be taking those and hopefully going to be chatting to the family members who are at the moment, I believe, are in a meeting locked in terms of how to put together what they call a number of memorial services. And they were talking about 3 at the last time that we had a conversation with the family, as we've been in constant communication with them just to see what level of support we can play and lend them as a family, because it is overwhelming, as you can imagine. And how do you manage emotions at such a stage?
My goal is to play in Europe. I would like to play for Liverpool. That's my dream.
Our nation is in shock. Jayden Adams, who lit up the World Cup just weeks ago, has passed away at just 25.
Jayden Adams, who played for South Africa at this World Cup.
An incredible talent, a proud servant of the game.
And yeah, we work hard for this moment. And yeah, we finally got the second star.
Our thoughts are with his family and the Mamelodi Sundowns family during this profound and indescribable loss.
But a quality player, Jayden Adams. Special quality player.
Luqobo, Jayden, from your MSW family.
Stars, they come and go. They come fast, they come slow. Like the last light of the sun, all in a blaze. And all you see is glory. But it gets lonely there when there's no one here to share. We can shake it away if you hear a story. People lust for fame, like athletes in a game. We break our collarbones and come up swinging. Some of us are down.
And I think some of the catchphrases within that song, and that's why it becomes so apt and so important that we do share it with you. You know, it talks about stars, referring to stars and saying that they come and go, they come fast, they come slow, and like the lights of the sun, all in a blaze, and all you see is glory. But it gets lonely there, and there's no one here to share. We can shake it away if you hear a story. It says people lust for fame like athletes in a game. We break our collarbones and come up swinging. Some of us are downed, some of us are crowned, lost and never found. And the ones who gave the crown have been let down, trying to make amends without defending. Coach Miguel Cardoso.
Jayden, I don't have words to tell you what you were, what you are, and what you mean to us. We received you in our family not long after my arrival in the club, and we grew together. I remember watching you play against Stade Malien in Loftus for the Conference League. It was your last match in Stellenbosch. Goal, that incredible first post movement you usually have, and that beautiful header. I saw you easy, medium pace, reading the pitch and placing accordingly, like you had a GPS and could avoid the traffic. That ball was clean, the game becoming quick, the teammates playing better. I remember asking in what position you were better player, and there was no clear answer on that. You came in Sundowns, spoke about a good player needing adaptation and the spirit to fight for a position in such competitive environment we have here. You also spoke, not that you are a man of many words, but you did. We spoke more about what we do than by the words we let go of our mouths. You worked it, you adapted, you understood, you brought yourself in, you placed a little everywhere and played everywhere. You smiled, you loved, you enjoyed, you became one of us and us on you. And you never spoke much. You liked simple things. You liked that toothpick on the corner of your mouth, that look with socks and flip-flops, that bending of the head almost every time we interacted with you, and always, yes, coach. Yeah. What a guy you were, special indeed. I spoke about you several times. I said you are an intelligent player, capable to play in many positions, adaptive to the systems and tactically very well developed, that you made us play better, much better. You gave me every day the answer I asked for when I first saw you playing on that match, because you could play almost everywhere. I'm absolutely fulfilled and overwhelmed as a coach. You made me better coach by the football you helped us to play. This moment we live is devastating and all comes back to me. Miklos Feyer in FC Porto, Maicon in Shakhtar Donetsk, Emiliano Sala in FC Nantes. And now you, my dear boy, Jayden Adams. We just spoke a few days ago. All looked normal, all looked peaceful, exactly like you were. Life teaches me every day that a coach must be much more from the players than from the game. I hope I can apply that even more as we move forward. And we will carry you in our hearts everywhere we'll go. Once I told you all, the bigger the dragon, the bigger the hero, the more epic the story. You bravely faced the dragons. You are our hero. Your story will remain epic. And we will be here to proudly tell it day after day. I love you, Grootman. I love you so much.
Like a comet blazing across the evening sky, gone too soon.
Well, he references, it says, I love you, Grootman. That's Miguel Cardoso, the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, and his tribute to Jayden Adams, speaks like a father, speaks like a coach who observed a player. I mean, he says, you are not a man of many words. He says you worked and you adapted. He says you never spoke much. And he remembers just the toothpick in the corner of his mouth and these slip-slops. It's those little details that you can walk away, take away, and always say that it's a coach that was very attentive of each and every one of his players.
Like the loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon. Gone too soon.
A big loss to football fraternity. A young guy gone too soon. One of the important members for Bafana in the World Cup, Mbonile. He's not an 8, he's not a 6, he's something in between. He's not a 10 also. He's a player you use if you want to build up. If a player you use to get more attack, you can go into the box. Yeah, it's a sad story. I mean, families come first. The loss of a person also is you can't replace that. Maybe we can replace in football by finding somebody else to play in his position, but you'll never find exactly the same player. Few boys are going too early. I think Luke Flores was hijacked or something like that. We're getting a lot of those things. These young boys, they go too early. If you remember Madisha or Anelengonga, we're losing a lot of players. Sometimes it's accidental, unplanned. Sometimes it's issues of driving at awkward hours. It's a fact. We know that. But Jayden, we have lost a big talent, and it was a sad day for for all of us. Those are terrible, devastating news. Sometimes I still don't believe Guti. The news are true, but it's been confirmed, Manche. So, yeah, Safa came out, Sundowns came out, everybody came out, the world came out. So, yeah, our deepest heartfelt condolences to these families, and sad loss to football, and may his soul rest in peace.
Tasted success. I've been in love more or less with a dream that will last me a lifetime, baby. Other dreams I have lost, but whatever the cost, the parade isn't passing me by. No, darling. So if the picture I paint makes me a sinner.
Well, if the picture you paint makes you a sinner or makes you a saint, hey, you've tasted success, you've been in love more than this. You know, the dream of a lifetime, and it's how far you dream, I guess, in life. And you heard from Coach Pitso Msimane, you know, describing a football player who says he was not a number 8, he was not a number 6, he was not a number 10, and saying it's a sad story. Pretty sad because, again, confirming the hook that we heard early on from MJ, saying gone too soon.
And couldn't say Mr. Shoulders. It's a very, very sad Monday. It's a sad Monday because of the deaths that have taken place. Luqobo Makwedini, SA under 18 prop, passing away in the manner that he did, all the back in France. My condolences are with the family, the Makwedini family, the rugby family, and may his soul rest in eternal peace. And I share the same sentiments of, you know, the passing of a young Jayden Adams. I mean, just yesterday, we watched him make his World Cup debut. Last week, we watched this man win the CAF Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns, and now we woke up to the news on Saturday that he is no more. It just says that life is so unpredictable and life is most definitely very short. So cherish each and every single day that is. So I do pass my condolences to the Mamelodi Sundowns family, to the Bafana family, to the Adams family, as they have been hard hit the most. May your soul rest in peace, my good sir. Thank you for the good times that you've given us, you and Luqobo as well, as the youngsters that were the most exciting prospects for the future of not just South African rugby, not just South African football, but South African sports in its entirety. We needed young representatives, and you stood up and you took the challenge and you reigned supreme. So gone too soon, but definitely not forgotten. Great as always. Thanks.
Exactly what Hulufalang says, may be gone, hey, but you'll never be forgotten. And forgetting is not something that we encourage, especially with such special individuals, special human beings, special talents, that, as we still continuously say, just a couple of weeks ago, you know, when you start for your national team, it's an opening game. There's so many things going through your mind. You've also got word that your grandmother that you love so much has passed away. But you tell the coach, you tell the technical team that, listen, I hear what I hear, but I want to do what I want to do for my nation. It says a lot about the man.
It's difficult to comprehend how we have lost young and impactful sportsmen in the same weekend. Ubibo will be fondly remembered for his charismatic character in that internet breaking Felicia's iconic war cry, and for representing the Springboks at the young age, while Jayden Adams will be remembered as one of the league's most tactically astute and technically gifted players. But Hotman also had unmatched football IQ, and both leave behind a lasting legacy and will be deeply missed by the sporting community. May their souls rest in peace. Thank you so much, Rob.
I did it my way. Yes, there were times I'm sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way.
And what a clear example of somebody who did it his way, hey? Wow. I think, when we acknowledge sometimes, and exactly what Deboko was saying, that his football IQ was something at a different level. And that's why as part of his obituary, it does mention that coaches trusted his football intelligence, teammates relied on his composure in the biggest of moments, supporters admired a player whose influence was measured not only by goals or assists, but by the calm assurance with which he could control a football game. You can't argue with that, can you?
Deepest condolences to Adams' family, Jayden Adams' family. We are sad as a country, Mr. Marau. I pray they find peace and heal. Amen.
It is a huge blow that we still are reeling with. We don't know how we're going to get through it. But with the support from many people around the country, the message is coming through to the family.
Bibo Makwedini, raised by his uncle after losing both parents, chased his rugby dream from the Eastern Cape to France. At 20, he was on the brink of a first-team debut. His talent and spirit live on. Gone far too soon. South Africa and the MSW family will never forget him.
Yeah, I was here, and that's exactly what Luqobo, Bibo Makwedini, has left us with the memories. Whether you remember, as they were talking early on about the viral video clip, and you could tell the personality, you could tell the energy, that this is somebody who loves what he does and the passion that he has, not only just for sport, but especially for rugby. Yeah, South Africa's lost, eh? Jayden Adams' father, Juanito Adams, who's currently locked in a family meeting, as we can expect, and they are going to release a statement just informing us about what the next steps are regarding memorial services that they are currently planning. But I know that he did have a word with ENCA.
Cruciale wit as dit net 'n skielike dood en die familie vat dit swaar om dit te verwerk en dit gaat nie maklik wees om aan te gaan nie, maar alles seet gaat as makliker, dat raak nie makliker. Sy leer net om met dit te deel. So ons kyk maar vir die tyd vorentoe. Ja, die hele wêreld gons oor die dood van Jayden en soos ek gesê het, is baie hard om te vat en ek kan sien die liefde wat die wêreld vir sy sokker gehad het en vir Jayden is overwhelming, regtig.
Yeah, overwhelming. The world has seen, the world has observed exactly what he could offer as far as football is concerned, but also just talk about the massive difficulty that the family is going through right now. Interactive, guys. I know that a lot of you are sending your WhatsApp voice notes at 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. Otherwise, directly in studio, 011-888-947. Fond memories. Please share.
Good evening, Robert. This is Roger here, Mamelodi Sundowns fan. Listen, Robert, with the words from the coach, the main leader of the team, the man in charge of Sundowns, you've said it all. I mean, deep down, I was in tears. I couldn't hold it. He spoke. He brought everything out. It shows that this man really knew his players, and Grootman was one of them. Robert, the message was so clear to everybody. Deep down in our hearts, we're going to miss Jayden Adams. And thank you for the lovely message from the coach, Miguel Cardozo. Thanks, Robert.
Miguel, if you're listening, those messages don't go unheard. They were loud and clear. They were from the heart, and they were from a father.
Good evening, Marawa, MSW. What a sad weekend for South African football. Condolences to the Jayden Adams family. Condolences to the entire Mamelodi Sundowns family. We have lost the champ. Jayden, what a boy, Grootman Adams. May your beautiful soul continue to repose in eternal peace. Matsoba Nespero Per, Mamelodi Sundowns, Atlane Branch. Thank you. Keep up the good show, Marawa.
Hi, Rob. This is Tom Yati from Edenville. Greetings to you and greetings to everyone at MSW. Rob, waking up to the devastating news of Jayden Adams passing is a bitter pill to swallow, Rob. I think Sundowns and SAFA should emulate what Liverpool did with Jota. They should just, on the 23rd minute of every game, they remember him. That's all we can give to him, Rob, after all the performances that he has given us. But condolences to his family, and may his soul rest in peace, Rob. So painful to lose such a young talent.
Good evening, Marawa, MSW. What a sad weekend for South African football. Condolences to the Jayden Adams family. Condolences to the entire Mamelodi Sundowns family. We have lost the champ. Jayden, what a boy, Grootman Adams. May your beautiful soul continue to repose in eternal peace. Matsoba Nespero Per, Mamelodi Sundowns. Thank you. Keep up the good show, Marawa.
Good evening, Mr. Marao and the MSW shareholders. Plumbo here from Lusaka, Zambia. Jayden Adams, man. What a sad moment. Mr. Marao, as we listen to your show, as we watch sports, us as soccer fans from around the world, we get to know these players and we get to connect with them. Some of them become like our brothers, they become like members of our family. And when things happen to them, we feel like one of our own family members has actually been affected. I knew of Jayden Adams when he was signed by Mamelodi Sundowns. And Mr. Marao, when he was signed, I wondered what was so special about him, and before I could realize, Hugo Bruce had called him to the AFCON squad, and I was wondering, and when I kept watching him, then I began to see how special he was. I mean, the other day I saw Pitso Mosmane, who was then speaking about Jayden Adams not being a number 6, number 8, or number 10, but it's like he just makes his own position in the midfield, and now he becomes an indispensable part of the Mamelodi Sundowns midfield that won the CAF Champions League, and then South Africa part of the World Cup squad. I wish all the strength to the family, thoughts and prayers with you, even as you mourn such a young and beautiful soul. Thank you so much, Mr. Marao. Great show as always.
It's really tough. It's tough to even go back and think of the person he had been. Most of the time when people went past, we normally tend to make beautiful stories about them. But the Jayden story is known by everyone. Very quiet personality, very smart if you're close to him, kind-hearted. On the field, he was just the machine he was. Highly gifted, spoke less, did more, and he was joy to be with. The moments you share with Jayden are very special. The energy he carried was silent but powerful. You could feel his presence in his silence, though he was next to you. And he's going to be missed dearly. The impact he had at all levels, especially international, it's just clear. You saw the matches that were played in the World Cup when there was that amazing moment of silence by teams which were playing in the World Cup. It only shows the impact he had, not only local, not only with his family, not with his fans, not with his supporters, but the world at large. The world celebrated his talent. Though he departed us so young, but the impact he had is one that nobody can ever forget. And even to us as Mamelodi Sundowns, both technical and players and supporters, our administration, it is heartfelt. It is a deep one. It cuts very deep. But there's more positive that when you look back, we celebrate his life. his silence and quality on the field. The voice, his voice, a man of very few words. And Jayden would not hesitate to immediately say, yes, sir. The respect he had talks to the upbringing he had. He's going to be greatly missed. He's one piece that we know in football a lot of players come and go. Pieces come and they get replaced. But this is going to be one big piece we would need to find. I don't know, where would you find a replica to replace it? It's going to be a big void.
Talk about a massive void there is Coach Steve Komphela. Again, somebody close to Miguel Cardoso, somebody who would have been very close to the action at Mamelodi Sundowns on a daily basis. And he would have known that here's a player who's come through the academy at Stellenbosch. Here's a player that has not more than anything else called promise and talent. What can we do with this talent to make him an even bigger player, a bigger contributor to football in South Africa? And that is why when Steve Komphela speaks like that, you can understand how close he was to the action. And it says it's a void that will be very difficult to fill.
Yeah, the news didn't hit very well this morning, especially, there's a deep root. When you're from Cape Town, you kind of family, so I think all I can say is really just condolences to his family, his friends, everybody that knew him, that loved him. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of them. And we just hope that he'll never be forgotten. He was a young man. He had an unbelievable life ahead of him, and it ended way too soon. I think that's most I can say about that. It's never pleasant speaking about when somebody loses life, so I can only pass on my sincere condolences to his family, immediate family and friends and everybody. Yeah, and he'll be missed.
Yeah, that highly recognizable voice of Coach Benny McCarthy. And, when you talk about, he says, when you're from the neighborhood, and the neighborhood he refers to Cape Town, and it's exactly what Rob Bernardi and I were talking about in the earlier part and segment of the show. When he talks about the hardships, when you've been to the Clittersvilles of this world within Stellenbosch, then you know and understand what it means to want to succeed. And, the news, the shockwaves that have come through post the announcement of the very, very tragic news. And he says, as a young footballer, there are many things that become temptations, especially when you're young. And all of a sudden, he even talked about having to wear a shiny tracksuit with the name Stellenbosch in it. Then you have to go back home and you meet so many different people who are envious of what you've achieved, envious of what you are currently doing. And then you start to understand how difficult it is to manage mentally the expectations from a community, and a community that loves football so much. And that is really why and how the tragedy really hits so hard.
Jayden Adams, a consummate professional. He played for his country just hours after losing his grandmother.
And we will have a moment of silence for Jayden Adams, who played for South Africa at this World Cup.
A reminder of the character behind the talent.
I think for me, it's a privilege to be here.
South Africa has lost one of its finest. We mourn with his family, his young daughter, and the entire football fraternity.
Jayden Adams.
Jayden Adams. Jayden Adams. Rotman Adams.
Amagahle, Jayden. From your MSW crew.
Let's sing it together.
The kind of upliftment that we seek so much right now. Oceans, where feet may fail, but we live in the faith and belief that we reject any level of failure at any stage. Thanks for the messages. A big thank you to everybody on the social media platforms, those who have been watching on the YouTube channel. We get the messages, we feel them, and I'm sure the family, as they conclude their meeting tonight, are of the opinion that South Africans are fully in support of the family. And like we always say, in such tragedies, that life certainly goes on, doesn't it?
How many brothers fell victim to the street? Rest in peace, there's a heaven